Whatever your feelings on Call of Duty, I think it's safe to say a lot of people are excited about the remastered version of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Nostalgia is a pretty powerful force, and it seems a lot of people are ready to relive COD 4 with some fancy new graphics. To mark the slightly controversial re-release, here are 7 games we'd love to see remastered. Well, I say we, but what I really mean is I. Aoife and Chris are both enjoying some well-earned time off at the moment, and Ian is off visiting a game studio, so this video is less 7 games we'd love to see remastered, and more 7 games I, Johnny, want to see remastered because nobody is here to stop me. Starting with... Number 1. Shenmue. Yeah, like I said, no one's here to stop me. Shenmue is one of my favourite games of all time. It's a flipping masterpiece and one of a handful of games from my childhood that genuinely, truly mean something to me. Ryo Hazuki's quest to find his father's killer is packed with so many wonderful moments, from looking for some sailors...
Do you know any places where sailors like to hang out around here?
...to meeting Tom, the ostensibly American hot dog salesman who nonetheless manages to sound both Jamaican and Russian?
Right, man, I'll try.
Wonderful as Shenmue is, I have to admit it is looking a little bit tired these days. Also, I can't find the visual memory unit for my Dreamcast, so booting up the original is proving a little bit difficult right now. A remaster, however, would have me playing Shenmue in no time. Number 2. Dark Souls. Dark Souls is an absolute classic. I don't think that's even remotely up for debate these days, and to be honest, going back to some of the footage to refresh my memory, it doesn't really look that bad on its own. But then put it next to some of the effects and detail levels in Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3, and it's hard to shake the feeling it could be better. With more detailed boss models and some particle effects thrown in, a remastered Dark Souls would be a must-buy, even if it means doing Blighttown all over again. Number 3, SSX Tricky.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Tokyo Megaplex.
Alright, so the third one had a pretty decent soundtrack, and the last gen reboot certainly tried hard, but let's face it, SSX Tricky was the last truly decent SSX game. The courses were bonkers, the trick system was great fun, and the characters, well, okay, the characters were pretty forgettable, to be honest. Off the top of my head, I can remember a German guy, a man with an afro, and a lady who looked a bit like Diva from Overwatch, I think. You know what would jog my memory, though? A remaster. Come on, EA, it just makes sense. Well, we're talking about EA games, actually. Number 4, the Mass Effect Trilogy.
Initiating transmission sequence.
Bit of an odd pick, this one, as I've never actually played a Mass Effect game. I certainly mean to get round to it one day. I understand it's a pretty fantastic trilogy. The only thing is, when I go back and look at footage from the first one, it just looks a little drab, I guess. It's not awful or anything, but to be honest, the UI looks like something designed for Toy Story's Pizza Planet.
What else can you tell me?
Commander Shepard, I will get round to you eventually, but for the time being, you do kinda look a bit like a creepy haunted mannequin. Let's be honest. Number 5, Tom Clancys Rainbow Six Vegas 2. Tom Clancys Rainbow Six Vegas 2 was pretty much the entirety of my summer in 2008. I just started in the games industry and my girlfriend at the time was living about 10 minutes walk away from the office. So naturally I spent almost every night that summer staying up until about 3 AM and playing Vegas 2's campaign in co-op with her housemate, swigging from ice cold cans of beer as they sweated condensation in the heat. That flat had a serious mouse problem and we definitely weren't feeding ourselves properly, but those memories rank among some of my happiest in the last 10 years. Anyway, yes, Vegas 2 is a good video game, I think, isn't it? Yes, let's have a remaster. Okay, good. Number 6, Mirror's Edge. Mirror's Edge Catalyst was, let's face it, something of a disappointment. I quite liked it in preview, but then the finished game was just a bit lackluster. As a result, if I had to put money on it, I'd say that's it for our adventures across the rooftops with Faith. So, considering Catalyst wasn't great, and we're probably not getting another, could we just get the first one again, only with nicer looking graphics and that, please? Thank you. Number 7, Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks. Yeah, like I said, no one's around to stop me this week, so the last game on this list is Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, the frankly bizarre third-person co-op brawler that took the Mortal Kombat rulebook, tore it up, and then used the pages to write more chapters in its frankly interminable campaign. Shaolin Monks followed Liu Kang and Kung Lao on their epic quest to beat up pretty much every single character from the Mortal Kombat pantheon, and if they re-released it in HD, I would buy it in a heartbeat. A lot of people think Shaolin Monks is a big load of tut, but then those people aren't my friends. And there you have it, 7 games I'd love to see remastered because nobody was around to tell me I have poor judgment. Doubtless you have your own wish list, so let me know what games you'd like to see getting a refresh in the comments below. This is normally the bit where I ask people to subscribe, but to be honest in this case that time is probably better spent asking existing subscribers not to unsubscribe. I promise the rest of the team will be back very soon.
Bring it on!